Hi, welcome to the Year 11 Supporting Success event in 2020. As with most things in 2020, I want to start with a little bit of a health warning, I suppose, in as much as what I say on this video is accurate today, but it may well be out of date or change rapidly during the year. And if that's the case, we will, of course, update you. So I start with a newspaper headline that appeared in the press this week when Gavin Williamson confirmed that the government's plan A was that GCSE and A-level exams would take place this summer, but the key difference would be that there would be a slight delay to when students would be sitting them. In fact, what Gavin Williamson told us was that instead of all of the GCSEs starting in May, that the only exams students will sit in May is one paper for English language GCSE and one maths paper. GCSEs will then begin after May half term from Monday the 7th of June onwards, and they will take place for all subjects, although there have been some modifications to the GCSEs that students will already be aware of. And then another significant change is that the results day for GCSEs has been delayed, and the proposed results day is Friday the 27th of August. As yet, there are no published timetables for exams, so we don't yet know the very last day of exams, but traditionally GCSE exams span over about 4 weeks, so we can expect that they will end right at the end of June. But again, don't go out and book a summer holiday thinking that, because we don't yet know for certain which exam will take place right at the end. So it's really important, isn't it, that you feel as Year 11 students, or you feel as parents and carers of children in Year 11, that the school is doing everything we possibly can do to support students, particularly though because last year was so disruptive. And so I really, really want to assure you that staff have worked really, really hard to map out the curriculum this year. They've spent a lot of time looking at what students need to catch up on, how they reshape their teaching so that they absolutely build in enough time for new learning but enough time for revision. And to supplement that, as you'll be well aware of, we've rearranged period 1, what used to be tutor time, form period, and that's now an opportunity for students to be taught by subject specialists in a wide range of subjects. We also have introduced our after school session, period 7, which takes place, and all students are invited to attend that, and that takes place for 45 minutes. And again, that's subject specialist intervention to help revise, to help go over anything that students are stuck on. We're going to extend that, and in January we're going to have some English intervention, some one-on-one small group intervention that will take place during period 1 and during core PE lessons. You'll already know and be very familiar with the science app Tassami, but we are also investing in a maths app called Hegarty Maths, and we're also investing in something called GCSE Pod, which covers every single subject. And we're hoping that those online tools are something that students enjoy using, but are really, really valuable and useful in terms of revision and study skills. And much to students delight, I'm sure they'll be really, really excited to know that during that May half term, we'll also be running revision sessions in school. I want to just warn students of 2 things. So the first is that we don't have such a thing as study leave. That concept does not exist. So I won't be saying to students, off you go, enjoy your revision at home and just come in for your exams. We absolutely think that the very best place for students to revise is in school with their teachers, and particularly once exams have started. So if you take an exam like maths, the maths department analyse all the topics that were on paper 1, and they absolutely work out, right, this is likely then to come up on paper 2, and they drill and support the students, and then they do the same, analysing what took place in paper 2 in preparation for the final exam paper. And it's that kind of bespoke teaching right up to the last exam that really does make such a difference for young people. And the other warning is that every single year I have year 11 parents and carers who think it's appropriate to take their child out on a school holiday during year 11. And I can categorically tell you that there is absolutely no way that school holidays will be sanctioned, or not school holidays, family holidays will be sanctioned during school time. And it's also really important that parents realise that I cannot alter the date or the time that a GCSE exam takes place. So I quite often get asked, oh, I didn't realise there'd be an exam on the 29th of June, Miss Oakley, and we've booked a flight to Florida that day. Please, is there any chance my child could do their history paper, the day before? The answer is no. I have no control over when those exams have to take place. They are legal public exams. I cannot open an exam paper early. And so it's really important that you absolutely hold fire and wait until the GCSE timetable is published before you make any plans. It's not, though, all hard work. And I know that there are 2 rewards in particular that are really important and really special to year 11. And the first is the right to wear your year 11 hoodie at school. You can see I put the word right in capital letters and in bold. I think some year 11s get a little confused. Everybody has the right to buy a hoodie, but it is a reward, a privilege to wear your hoodie at school. And the criteria is the same as it has been for a number of years. We ask that students attend and complete both PPE1, that stands for your pre-public exams, your mock exams, PPE1 and PPE2 to the very best of your ability. So as students will be aware, and as parents and carers will be aware, because I published the timetable in my letter home last week, PPE1 starts in November and lasts for 2 weeks, and we expect that students, where possible, obviously given the current situation, are actually in school and they sit those exams in the exam hall under exam conditions, or if they have to self-isolate, we expect them to go onto Google Classroom, download the exam paper and have a go at that exam paper under timed conditions and then submit that for marking. PPE2 takes place just around February half term, and it normally spans February and March. And again, it'll be a 2-week window of exams. Kids often get really worried about what it means to the best of their ability. That it doesn't mean that you are achieving or exceeding your target grade. Obviously, we're only in October now. We'd expect students to make quite considerable progress between October and the summer. Attempt means that you've had a go at, that it's quite evident to your teacher that you did some revision. It's quite evident that in that exam hall, you absolutely kept writing right up to the last minute. You didn't sit back and sort of think, I can't do this, I can't do this. You had resilience, you had determination, you kept going. You tried to absolutely maximise your outcomes and work to the best of your ability. And that's what teachers will be checking. And if you do all of that, then after March, normally at the end of March, we have a special presentation where we present the hoodies to our students and we let them wear them in school. And it's a really lovely moment and a sort of fitting end to the hard work and the determination, and makes you feel special. So that's the first reward. The second reward, of course, is the prom. And you can see again in the title I've put the right to attend prom. Prom is an invitation-only event. And at this moment in time, the entire cohort of Year 11 are invited because from Monday the 2nd of November, any fixed term exclusions, any S3s will be wiped clean. However, if from Monday the 2nd of November up until the last GCSE exam, a student receives a fixed term exclusion, or they earn more than 5 S3s, they lose that invitation to prom. And there is no negotiation, there's no discussion, it's as simple as that. Now, the other thing that I've put in the title is an asterisk by the word prom, and that's because under current COVID restrictions, we are not able to host a prom. And of course, that's not how I would like to mark the end of this year for my current Year 11s. I would absolutely like to celebrate at Hazelwood Castle in our finery what's been a really tough Year 11 and a tricky Year 10. But please do not do what I did. My daughter was in Year 11 last year. You know, went out February half term. It was really lovely. Went and bought a lovely prom dress, and it's still sitting in her wardrobe, completely not worn. A tremendous waste of money. I don't want that to be the case for anybody. I don't want anybody to go out and spend money on something if we then discover that we can't actually have prom. So as soon as I know the GCSE timetable, I will send out a provisional prom date. And as soon as we know more from the government about whether or not we can host the prom, I'll obviously start to sell tickets and keep you updated. But it is something that is under constant review. I just want to be really open and honest with all of you about that. So that's where we are now. As I said at the start, it's obviously a bit of a health warning. It is subject to change. If you have any questions or any concerns about any of this, don't hesitate to email either myself or your Child's House Achievement Leader or Mr. Ralph's, and we'll do our very best to answer your questions and your queries. And most importantly, Year 11, good luck. You've absolutely started this year brilliantly. Your attendance during the face-to-face sessions when you were in Year 10 was superb. I absolutely believe that you've got the right attitude to fly high. So good luck, take care, and I look forward to seeing some wonderful results in PPE 1.